thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming out here to see me. Right now we're in New Jersey, where I live while I shoot Law and Order, and I'm glad to come get a chance to talk to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Like, first question would be, because I think we very much we appreciate like you having us here at your home. How do you handle media in general? Like, do you have like a certain approach to media if it comes to you, your family?
Media is interesting. It's a lot more important when you're just starting. When you're just starting, the press is kind of like used to make you become known. So you have to kind of like deal with them. But fortunately, 25 years in the game, there's not much that the press can write about me that my fans don't already know. So even if the media writes something negative, my fans go, I'm too solid. I'm too much a part of their life. So I don't really need to use the media. It's kind of like you'll very rarely see an interview about Denzel Washington. And I'm not on Denzel's level, but he doesn't need to use the press unless he's promoting a movie or something like that. The thing is, new people, they use the media to try to be seen and known. And that's hazardous because at any moment the media can go left on you and try to do something negative.
Like, I know you had also like a TV show also shot in your house. How do you handle it? How do you control it? Do you have a certain attitude?
Well, reality shows, we shot a show. Hold on, my dogs are trying to get in. Open the door. This is part of a reality show. They will scratch. This is Spartacus and Max. Oh, shit. Hold up. These are my two dogs and people that saw the show. Spart, come here. Come on. Come here, Max. Come on. Max, come here. Now they don't want to get on TV. Get up, come. No? Okay. Yeah, you should have thrown me the ball. They would have jumped up here. Send me that red ball. Grab that red ball. Throw the ball over here. Come here. Okay, so this is Spartacus. This is the father of my two bulldogs. And this is King Max. Max. Oh, shit. Spart is much more into this ball. Okay, so I have two bulldogs that live with me, along with my wife and my daughter. So if you hear any panting throughout this interview, it's because it's their house, not mine. Okay, a reality show is based on reality. Now, when you see a show like Big Brother or something like that, they have cameras all around. That's a different type of a show. When we did a reality show, the camera crew's coming. You know what they're coming to shoot. It's not that spontaneity that you see in those other types of shows. So it was able to be controlled. And say, for instance, in the show, if I got a phone call and it was something that I didn't want on the show, it's nobody's business. So with celeb reality, you're kind of like giving an audience just a glimpse into your household. It's not so much about seeing so much behind the scenes. We're not the Kardashians where we're showing you drama and all that. It's just, here's a chance to kind of get a vibe of what it's like in Ice-T and Coco's house. So it's easy to control. And people get it confused. They go, oh, well, it's real. I'm like, well, let's say, for instance, they're shooting us and we're walking down the street and we walk into a store. Well, everybody in that store is microphoned and the camera crew is waiting on you in there and there's lights and everything. So it seems real. I mean, we did one scene where Coco's sister was having a baby and we were out on a boat, just having a nice day, me and her on a small boat, and we got this phone call about the baby. And you see us take off and we run to we come back to the hospital. And people were like, wow, you were out there alone. I'm like, well, there was obviously a cameraman on the fucking boat with us, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then they even had a shot of us shooting past another boat that had a camera on. So reality is based on reality, but it's not true reality.
Like you just mentioned the name, Kim Kardashian. She's somebody who constantly puts out images of.
Well, that's their reality. The Kardashians, that's their business. That's a business. They're reality stars. That's a business. They do that. That's what they do. So I think they've had their show on maybe 12, 13 years. So entertaining people with your life is a very interesting business, you know, because you have to keep it entertaining. Like we did 3 seasons, and after 3 seasons, you're gonna know everything I do. You're gonna know I go to work, I come home, I play Xbox, I got my dogs. And then what happens is you as the producer say, well, we're not entertaining anymore. Ice, why don't you jump in a Shark Tank? Or why don't you, you know, and you're like, you know what? I got a job and we're cool. You dig? Now, with the Kardashians, they're going to continually do things to entertain you or shock you, but they do that for a living.
Like another question, like the Kardashians, like Los Angeles, we've just been there and we spent a day with the paparazzi driving around and we're chasing who were we seeing?
Sylvester Stallone?
Sylvester Stallone. Like,
Yeah.
for us Germans, big thing.
Yeah. Well, I fucking freak over Sylvester Stallone.
Are you somebody, do you have problems with paparazzis? Or
Not really. I mean, the paparazzi, there's a value on everybody's picture, just like a bounty. So people who are more popular, the picture is worth more. In other words, Brad Pitt and Angelina, that might have a price. With kids, bigger price. Brad with a woman he shouldn't be with, bigger price. So, you know, even when we're out, I'm like, take pictures of Coco. My shots aren't valuable. No one really wants to pay to see me. You know, you got to be real with it. And most of the shots that are valuable are either of heartthrob guys or women. Because women buy those magazines. You know, all the magazines, the tabloids, guys don't buy those magazines. So it's either got to be a guy that the women care about or women. And sometimes they want to show the girls looking really in high fashion, or they want to show them busted. So they play it both ways. They'd say, out of one good shoot of Coco, they might say, these are good pictures and these are bad pictures. Who wants to buy the bad pictures? Who wants to buy the good pictures? Depending on the particular magazine or whoever wants it. One thing, I don't have anything against paparazzis because I know they're trying to earn a living. You know what paparazzi means, right?
Not really, explain to me.
Oh, paparazzi is an Italian word for little insect. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah, they're like little insect. But what I did find out from talking to some paparazzis is that they don't write the caption on the picture. So like behind me, there's a picture of me at the Grammys, right? I can see because there's a mirror. People say, wow, I can see out the back of his head. But they'll take that picture and one thing will say, doesn't Ice look cool at the Grammys? And the other one will say, you can see on Ice's face, he's upset he didn't get a Grammy. You see what I'm saying? So it depends on what the publication wants to put. So how do you really get mad at the guy taking the picture when they're not writing the captions? So one more paparazzi story. Just recently, since we had the baby, there was a paparazzi following us, and I didn't know it. And we drove down the street, and Coco said, I seen a black Escalade behind us. I'm like, where? I said, I haven't seen it. And I'm Mr. Crime. I'm Mr. like, you know, heads on a swivel. I'm like, what? So then we went to Target to buy some Pampers. She saw him again. She said, I think a guy took a picture of me. So we pulled up at the nail salon where she gets her nails done, and I saw the car. And I backed up and I blocked him in. And I jumped out the car like, how do I know these are paparazzis? These could be the jackers. You know, that happens to celebrities too. People follow you and want to rob you for your jewelry or whatever. That happens a lot, you know. Could be kidnappers. You don't know. If somebody's following you, how are you going to feel about it? So I popped out on them. They were like, oh, no, we got cameras, Ice. We're just taking pictures. You know, I was like, okay, but don't follow me to my house, man. Like, give me that respect. Since you seem to think we cool, be cool enough. Don't follow me home. No, we cool. And then they bail. So I think as long as they have a degree of respect. But I am not Britney Spears. I am not someone who the media goes in a total frenzy over. The pictures aren't valuable enough that they're disrespecting my privacy to that level. I hope it never happens, you know.
But just, you named also the Grammys. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar's performance at the Grammys?
Great. Kendrick, you know, the thing of it is, no matter how music goes, there'll always be great artists. It could be, we could say, oh, hip hop's taking a dive. There's some really, really good rappers out there. And even when I was out there, we always had a problem with what they played on the radio versus what was good. They never played KRS-One on the radio. They never played NWA or Public Enemy. So we knew that radio plays pop music, and for Kendrick to get nominated and for him to be such a great rapper, and he's so creative. I was listening to another record today on him called something he was singing to God or something. He was like, God, answer my call or some shit. But it was some dope shit. Like he was just saying, and I just like creativity. As far as me being an artist, what I like is originality. That's my thing. If I'm hearing you do something somebody else is doing, you lose major points. You might not even get a point. I want to know that you're doing something that hasn't been done. That to me is fly.
And it was even risky and very fly, like to show up in a prison, also the political message.
Well, risky for what? Risky for what? Like, I mean, it's art, and art only really has to make sense to the artist, truthfully. If we go to the Museum of Art and I see a splash on the page and it's Rembrandt or it's Michelangelo or it's, any of the great Dali, or I might not understand it. It doesn't matter because it's art. That splash means something to the artist. I've looked at Van Gogh's and I'm what the fuck? But Van Gogh knows what the fuck that is, and that's your fault. And that's the artist. So with art, it can be interpreted so many ways and stuff. So, risk, he just did his shit. He did what he did. He does what he did. His music is meant to be thought-provoking and shit, He provokes that way. Miley Cyrus will jump up butt naked. That's how she provokes thought. The thing of it is, no matter what he did, most of the people in the audience can't understand rap to begin with, so he might as well have been singing Chinese. They couldn't pick up any of those words. They didn't know. They just seen a young black male up there doing something. They might have liked the beat, but they have no idea. It's amazing. Just recently, they had this big drama going on about Beyonce for the Super Bowl. I watched it. I'm like, was that controversial? Because the girls had on barrettes? Like, oh, whatever. She was representing the Black Panthers, and I'm like, you motherfuckers is reaching. This is Beyonce. Beyonce is just singing. Like, Public Enemy, we was coming out like that. That's the Black Panthers, And then they tried to parallel the Black Panthers with the KKK. Well, the Black Panthers ain't never killed nobody white. They ain't never lynched nobody. The Black Panthers was just like a neighborhood watch against the police. Like, people are stupid, Beyonce's when Beyonce becomes a Public Enemy, no, like she's a threat. Shit has jumped the shark. Shit is out of control. Come on, she's not out here causing any real problems. Then they're probably blaming it on Jay-Z. That's because she's married to that rapper, and that rapper probably is making her do this crazy music. Motherfuckers is stupid. SNL just did a big show on it that Beyonce is black, and white people just realized it, and they were panicking. It was very funny. It was very, very funny, but.
Like back in the day, also, I think I know that you had also a very provocative song.
Cop Killer. I mean, still do. I still do. It just has to mean what's provocative at that moment. You understand? Like, me and Africa Islam did a record called Let's Get Butt Naked and Fuck, right? Now today, that's like some shit that, Justin Bieber would do. It has a lot to do with timing. People ask me, well, would you drop Cop Killer now? I'm like, well, no, it was more important in 92 when we were really dealing with the whole Rodney King shit. And honestly, we dropped Cop Killer a year and a half before the Rodney King incident. So, a guy yesterday on Twitter was like, well, how do you feel you wrote Cop Killer and you play a cop on TV? And I said, well, I'm acting in both. I never killed a cop, and I definitely ain't a cop now. So these are two different art forms where I'm acting in. In that song, I portrayed a serial killer or somebody who might have lost their mind. And it's done with music all over the place, you know. Alice Cooper has records about having sex with dead women, Cold Alice and shit, you know. That's part of art. You can step out of reality into this parallel universe.
Like, what do you think, also like, from the point of view of a TV spectator?
A TV spectator. Mm-hmm.
What makes people really switch on your show? What do you think is so interesting about celebrities? Also about the Kardashians?
Which show? Which show?
The
reality show?
The reality show you had here. Not
The reality show, well, that was shot in our apartment, but the reality show is just a look inside our life. Like, people are fascinated with celebrity life. We tried to de-glamorize it a little, as much as possible. It wasn't like every day we got up and shopped at Gucci's and caught private planes. I was eating cereal and playing video games. I think the glamour was very matter of fact. I just happened to have a few nice cars. Coco, it's matter of fact. It's what the reality is, but it wasn't pushed in your face, you know, like we're somebody special. And I think that's a window into a world that people really enjoy. Now, when they came at us to do the reality show, I was not going to do it because I said, I'm not doing no buffoonery. Me and Coco don't fight. We don't throw drinks on people. My friends don't even raise our voices at each other. You know, we don't get like that because I come from the streets. When you start raising voices, people start brandishing firearms and shit. Shit can get real ugly. Like, yo, we're very respectful. So I didn't know if the show would be successful because we didn't have any drama in our show. But people really, truly enjoyed it. But then they turn it around and say, it's not that peaceful. We're making it look like that, but it really is. I think that a lot of reality shows a side of success that isn't really true. It makes you think that every woman has to be a piece of shit. Every guy's a backstabber. Everyone is doing, it's not really like that. You know, show business and success is really based on being a good person and being someone that people like, that you're a producer and you have a good experience with me and you say, man, I want to use Ice in this movie, and I get the fucking call and it's for $1 million. You know, it's not about being an asshole. It's not about running around thinking your shit don't stink. You will not last in this business like that.
Like, also you said, like 5 advices that you would give somebody to say, okay, stay in the game without dealing the media in the right way, without being harassed or without being objectified by the media. What 5 advice? What would you say?
Well, first advice I give to anybody, my best advice I have, period, is only take advice from people you admire. And then my admiration is a big word. I might like your car, but I don't admire you. I might like the money you have, but I'm talking about you got to really like this person, and you almost got to say, wow, the way they live their life, I would love, you know, and that's admiration. You know that word. What's admiration in German? Bewunderung, right? So let them, in other words, don't go to your buddy that ain't got a girlfriend and ask him about women. Or don't go to your buddy who's broke sleeping on a couch and ask for business advice. Like, find somebody who's doing what you want to do and see if they'll sit down and share some stuff. As far as dealing with the media, whoever said all publicity is good publicity is out of their fucking mind. Because bad publicity can ruin your life. It can really ruin your life. You know, so you want good publicity. Using the media as promotion is risky. There's ways you can promote. You can go out and buy a commercial. You can buy ads. You can promote like normal things do. But it's a cheap way is use the media, do a publicity stunt. But it's risky because the media, you didn't pay them, and them motherfuckers can twist you any motherfucker. And also the media knows it. They're like, he's using us, so we're going to get you. So be careful with that. Do good work. You'll get good media. You know, I'm not worried about, hey, Spartacus, take it easy. My dog likes my buddy's wife over there. And, you know, dog, that's why they call them dogs. Once they get their eyes set on you, it's good. So she's up in the chair, perched. Take it easy. Take it easy. Like when I go to a concert, I don't really worry about what the press is going to say. I'm just going to do the best fucking show I can. And I guess the best way, be oblivious to the press and just do good work. Concentrate on doing good work, not the press. The press are part of the spectators, so let them spectate. I could do a show and it could be 15,000 people there, and I'll get a review and they'll say, the show sucked. I'm like, the fucking audience had a good time, so was I either supposed to make you happy, Mr. Writer, and had all them sick? I did what I had to do. And you'll really find out that it doesn't matter so much. Like, I don't read the press, very rare. People will call me up and go, yo, they got an article on you. I'm like, is it good or bad? They're like, it's good. I'm like, all right, cool. Because it's not important in a way. Like, you asked to do this interview, you came through the right channels. I don't mind talking so that my fans can get a better understanding of me, but this is different than just going out and trying to make press. It's different. Be careful with it. Be careful, it can backfire on you.
People sometimes make up even stories.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The interviewers don't need to interview you to write an interview. An interviewer can read 5 different interviews, take them, plagiarize them, and act like they sat up and talked to you. And you're reading the shit like, dude, I never even met this motherfucker, right? And they're writing like they sat with you. And you can see where they stole. I used to sit in front of interviews and go, so how have I been? Since you seem to know so fucking much about me, tell me what I've been doing. But no, it could be a lie. The thing of it is, like, right now, you're in the world of bloggers. Now, what's a blog? A blog technically is a web log, meaning anybody can write them. So if every day I get up and I say, this is what's going on in my world and I hate this person, that's a blog. It doesn't have to be fact-checked. It doesn't have to be in any way real. The thing is, when that blog says, an iced tea, that blogger is who the fuck knows. But if I reply to that blogger, I just made him famous. Because now they're like, oh shit, I said Sylvester Stallone's name and he replied. Now all of his fans want to see who the fuck he's talking to. So as a celebrity or someone that the blogger feels is worthy of being blogged about, you just can't reply to him. You can't. Let me give you a scenario to make you understand this. Say me and 50 Cent were hanging out, and we get on the internet and we go, yeah, Barack Obama, I don't like his hair. His hair is fucked up. Barack, fucking cut your hair. We don't like it. Okay, that's us talking shit. Barack Obama, the president of the United States, State of the Nation. We're going to talk about this. We have the problem here in Syria. We're trying to deal with unemployment, the new election, blah, blah, blah. And also, Ice-T said something about my hair. See, the nigga cannot say nothing. He's here, I'm here. The president cannot comment on what the fuck my bum ass was talking about. So from the perspective of the celebrity, all that shit cannot be even acknowledged because it lets the little troll or whoever is trying to get your attention know you even saw it. So even if I do see it, I'll never let you know I saw it. You know, because I'm in my private jet 30,000 feet up. I don't get your reception on your bullshit channel. Sorry. You know, and you know, but I'll tell you one thing though, no matter how much positive press you get, negative press bothers you. You really aren't not human. You know? So, but I always say you're kind of insulated by your fans from your haters. So if you got 10,000 people saying this and then one idiot saying some shit, you just kind of insulated. You just got to know that. And I know that haters sometimes, I could walk into a barbershop and I could be Allen Iverson is the baddest motherfucker in the world, and 10 of us will agree, and one dude will just say fuck him, just to say fuck him, you know? And sometimes that's what the haters are doing. They see so much positive energy that they just want to come in there and troll it up and talk shit for no reason. You can't let it bother you. Now, when all your fans go against you, shit's got bad. Then you got, when that happens, when the majority of the shit is hate, yeah, that's a situation. You might want to climb in a hole for a little while, let it blow over.
Isn't it even a worse situation if nobody's talking about you, and you have to come up with shit?
Well, nah, nobody's talking about you. That's cool. You know, I don't mind not being, to disappear between projects. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, Leonardo did The Revenant. He's cool. He might go off the radar, but he just comes back in a year with another blockbuster. If you need to constantly be being talked about, that's another mental issue you have too. You know, I think people that are secure with themselves. I don't think Quincy Jones needs us to talk about him every day. He's fucking Quincy Jones. You know what I'm saying?
Another point. One name I would come up like I just recently, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, like a guy like Lenny Kravitz, even somebody I idolized a couple of years ago, goes on stage, has his dick hanging out, and makes sure it's going to be photographed. Sometimes I think
his dick just didn't fall out. He couldn't control it. He just unzipped the pants itself.
He unzipped it himself, I guess.
That might have been. I mean, I always said if I hit the lotto, I would walk around a whole day with my dick out. You know, but it's just me. I don't know. I mean, he's a rock guy, and rock people do wild shit like that. I remember Red Hot Chili Peppers used to come on stage with tube socks over their dick. You know, I don't know. I mean, Lenny Kravitz is. Hey, first time I heard about it, it wasn't a big thing. That's a pun. That was a joke. I'm sure, Lenny, I'm not fucking with you. It probably was a big thing.
I don't know if you want to comment on names and scandals, because this I thought, okay.
I don't do gossip, but let's see. Fuck it.
Exactly. This is what I thought. I don't want to get you into gossip too much. But maybe gossip that is also relevant for American society. The OJ case. One thing that we went to, came from LA, and I saw after 20 years him again on the tabloid, on many tabloids. I thought this shit is over. Why?
Well, they have a new show on. Do you know about that?
No.
Oh, that's what it is. There's a TV show on right now called The People versus O.J. Simpson, and it's a show that every week relives the O.J. case. And it's a very interesting show because it shows you Shapiro, and it shows you the relationship he had with Kardashian and Johnny Cochran, and how they manipulated things and moved things around in the courtroom. It's an incredible show, and it's shot very well. Marcia Clark. So that's kind of put OJ's case back in the forefront, you know. But, you know, my opinion with OJ is like when you get away with murder, you disappear. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the fuck he kept hanging around when he got, you know, pretty much beat a case. I'm a street motherfucker, so I knew as soon as I found out that guy was driving his car, you know, I knew he was. You know, you my girl, you could do anything. You know, fuck the dude in my bed, in my house, in my pajamas. Let him drive my car, you got to go. The worst thing, especially a black man, is to see a motherfucker roll by in his shit. That's the, my friend over here is agreeing. That's the most ultimate betrayal, because you done gave this motherfucker my keys. He's touching my fucking presets, resetting the seat. Oh, Lord. I'd rather hear you fed him breakfast in my underwear. I'd rather hear that shit, you know. Driving my car, man, people must die.
Maybe another one.
Okay. I'll make fun out of all of them. I mean, I'm not out to hurt nobody, but OJ did it. Everybody know that.
There's now one also, we've been talking about the Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. thing. There's another thing really, like Americans, also Germans, are really obsessed with this story.
What are they obsessed about? What don't they know?
But because I think because it's still uncertainty
unsolved.
To the fact, or maybe, I don't know, if you got...
Well, they kind of like fell into the street crime zone, you know, like so many people in the streets get killed and nobody talks, you know. But I think that Tupac and Biggie's death were both bad judgment calls, you know, and it's very simple. You know, Pac was not a gang member, was not a gangbanger. And, you know, when he got involved in that chain snatching that happened, I mean, let's see how simple I can make it. You got Death Row, then you got Bad Boy. Bad Boy basically felt, well, you know, we're in LA, we need a presence, so they created Bad Boy West. Now, Death Row, you know, is out here, and when you have gang members involved, they act like gang members. So when these guys saw this Death Row guy wearing a chain, they took the chain because you didn't hire musicians, you hired gang members. So you got these guys out here banging. So when Tupac had that altercation, I'm sure you guys know about where the guy got stomped out in Vegas. Yes. He had no business getting into that rumble. He's a rapper. So now I'm on the ground, I'm a gangbanger, and all of a sudden I see all these feet coming at me, and then I look up and I see Will Smith's foot. What the fuck are you doing stomping me out? So gangbangers do what gangbangers do, and they got active right away. So that's the death of Tupac, right in LA, right in Vegas, where he shouldn't have done it. Bad judgment call. He had no part of that beef. Why? I don't know. Now, move ahead to Biggie. Biggie comes to LA, and on the death of Tupac, stayed in LA for 6 weeks. Somebody should have said, it's hot out there. You know, you guys are beefing, it's not good, you know, and shit just went wrong, you know. It's a sad situation. Now, who actually pulled the triggers and all that? There's so many rumors and so much stuff. But they're both dead, and unfortunately, you know, hip-hop had to lose 2 of the greatest rappers. But, you know, if you're religious, Jesus died for our sins. Once they passed, East Coast, West Coast has never had beef since. And rap has learned how rap beef can turn into really a serious situation. See, because of, let's say, for instance, I got beef with Method Man. You ain't got to worry about Ice Method Man. You got to worry about our fans. Our fans now can run into each other and clash and fight and hurt each other and all that kind of stuff. And we're just rapping, you know. So immediately after that East-West thing, it squashed to the point where Wu-Tang came to LA and recorded an album. And, you know, I had always been on the East Coast, West Coast thing with Africa Islam. We'd always pushed hip-hop as unifying the world. So, but I don't know what the Germans want. You know, when you are in the streets and things like this happen, a lot of people just don't talk, and that's just how it goes, you know.
Another guy that really, what do you think of the Bill Cosby case? Does it make you sad?
I never trusted the sweaters. I knew those sweaters were creepy from way back in the day. So
who makes them up? What
sweaters. I'm talking about those weird sweaters that Bill Cosby used to wear. Those were creepy. So, you know, and he always was around kids. And, I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, Bill Cosby, see, hip-hop doesn't have allegiance to Bill Cosby because Bill Cosby went in on hip-hop. He dissed us. He told us we was acting stupid and all that kind of stuff. So when you play holier than thou and then you get caught out there, don't expect for us to back you up. All right, let's change it. It's not Bill Cosby, right? It's Ice-T. People love me, right? Let's say that. 2 girls say I raped them. Maybe, maybe not. 5 girls. When 20 fucking women say you drugged them, you did at least 2. I mean, come on, man. The law, 20 motherfuckers? Like, for real, for real? But see, the thing of it is that in that era, a lot of things that were okay then is not okay now. So back in the day, getting women drunk and, you know, that might have been the get down. You know what I'm saying? That might have been the get down back then. You know, it was okay, you know, like, I think recently it was just illegal to rape your wife. You know, that became against, back then it was okay. You couldn't rape your wife. Well, I raped you. Oh, no, we were married. Oh, okay, cool. Well, shit. That was the law. It just kind of flipped. So I think maybe in those days when he was popping, it was like an inside joke. Like these niggas had roofies, and it was like the whole punch bowl was like that, you know? I mean, the nigga was, hey, no one ever said Bill Cosby talked me out of my panties. You know what I'm saying? They never said, man, he was smooth, though. But trip off this. Let's flip the script. Let's flip the script. All those women knew he was married. Why, when a married man is asking you to this hotel room, you didn't say, hey, go home to your wife? Why didn't they say that? So they was all a little bit scandalous to even be in that position with a married man. If I'm out in the street and I'm telling some woman to show up at my hotel room, they're gonna say, what about Coco? Ain't you married? Right? A respectable woman should not even take on my advance, but they all up there drinking and partying and trying to get a part. So does that make it right? No, but they're not angels either. Do you agree?
I agree.
No one asked about his wife back then, so, you know, can't come out. Yeah, he ain't drugged nobody up into the bedroom, so. But, you know, it's kind of cold. Bill Cosby's old, and the sad thing is that his legacy, he's gonna go out on a bad note, you know. And me personally, being somebody who's been through a lot of shit and been a real street motherfucker, I honestly know I ain't got none of that in my closets. You know, none of that shit can come up. I'm like, shit, I'm so glad I don't have that kind of shit hiding some motherfucking where, you know? So, good luck, Bill, you know. They serve pudding.
Okay, I'm really coming. Oh, maybe another one.
I don't call this stuff gossip because this is just opinions on bullshit.
Yeah, but it's opinion.
God,
bullshit.
Yeah, these are my opinions on bullshit. You know, okay.
We have another bullshit right on younger. Also, like controversially discussed. And on our interview trip, many people really liked her. And
Who?
Lady Gaga.
I like Lady Gaga.
Yeah. What do you like about it? And also, like her trying to be scandalous, the me thing.
I think that Lady Gaga, she kind of like was a genius because she got out there. She got out there using shock and awe, you know, with her outline. But then I studied. First, I didn't know. When I first heard Lady Gaga, I thought it was all gimmick, right? So I was like, what's up? But then I started studying her. And then she says, you know, I'm a performance artist. I was like, okay. So she's like, I'm not really dressing. As soon as I leave my house, you're in one of my performances. I'm out here doing it. I said, okay, she got a good answer for that. I never heard that one before, performance art. But then once she laid down her skills as a musician and that she could sing and that she's a trained musician and she's really skillful at it, she just went from sometimes crazy turns into genius real quick. I just think she's really dope and very smart, and she can back it up. I've been in this music business for a long time. A lot of these people can't sing. They can't play instruments. They're not really talented. It's all gimmick. And when you see somebody that knows how to mesh it, I just saw her do American Horror Story. There's a TV show she did, and she won a Golden Globe for it. She killed it. She killed it. She's acting her fucking ass off. Then I heard that she said she really wants to act more than sing. She's dope. She's dope. And her whole get down was her little monsters. She was like empowering people who are odd, different. I thought that was fly. Lady Gaga's a little bit of David Bowie, a little bit of Alice Cooper, a little bit of Mark Bolan from T-Rex. She's that theatrical musician done in a female that we love. Because honestly, a lot of times I know if I'm going to go see, let's say, what's my girl who sings really good and does Vegas, whose husband just died? What's her name? Yeah, if I'm going to see Celine Dion, well, I know I'm just going to hear a voice that's incredible, Celine Dion. If I'm going to see Gaga, I expect the show. I expect theatrics. I expect props. And we're going to both buy a ticket. So, you know, Lady Gaga's dope. I'm a big fan and supporter of Lady Gaga.
All right. Strong. Now, another one. like also it was the Super Bowl, I think almost 10 years ago, even 15 years ago. Janet and Justin Timberlake. Did you believe the shit, or was it just a made-up story to get them into the press?
That shit was so stupid. I don't know what the fuck they was doing up there. You know, nobody wanted to see Janet's titty for real, for real. Like, I think it was a bad call though. You know, I think it's a bad call when you're on live TV and you push the limits like that. You know, I've been on live TV a lot. And they were like, don't curse on this show. You know, I'm like, I gotta respect your show. I'm not gonna curse on your show. So to do Saturday Night Live and then to come out and just try to do something outrageous, I don't know if that was the right move. It would have been my call. It would have been like, you're already in front of 1 billion people. Just rock the house. You don't need to do a stunt. And I think it backfired on him. Now, the thing came off kind of easy, you know, but then I don't know how hard homie pulled on it. But maybe she asked him to pull and he didn't know it was gonna come off. I don't know, but what was the statement anyway? It didn't change the world. It didn't help feed poor people. It didn't do nothing. It was just a titty. Like, Germans, you show nudity on television, so it was. Yeah.
For us, it was really difficult to understand.
It was
how
weird.
upset people got.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even a titty; it was a nipple and.
Because people are stupid, and you know they say kids were watching it. I mean, to me, still my favorite Super Bowl performance of all time was Prince. I think Prince fucking killed it, and he sung "Purple Rain" and the shit started raining. Come on, what is he got a connection with God? Like, he was like, God, and when I cue this song up, cue the rain. Who the fuck can pull that off but Prince? That was like, I was like, yo, done, it's raining. And the man was saying, and you know, Prince is one of them supernatural artists that other artists have to bow down to too, because he's dope and original, like we said at the beginning of the interview.
Nice, thank you very much.
Cool.
Go on, but I think now I just drop out with other shit.
Okay.
Other people to comment on, and I think thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Welcome. You know, you came through good channels, so that's why, you know, and you came in on my time. You know, earlier today I was shooting Law and Order. I work all day most of the time, so, you know.
You're a hard-working man, I heard. You just arrived late today in the night.
I don't mind working. You know, everybody knows me. I don't mind working, because I understand you're not going to get anything free, and I also like to spend money at an alarming rate. Like, so I like to live, and I like to do stuff, and I know to do that I have to make money, so I balance it out. You know, I work hard, and that way I can do things, you know, better.